What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how is it going?
I've had a great day, Connor. How are you?
I've been stressed the last few minutes, and you know right well why.
I've been on the call with you. I know exactly what went on. Would you like to share it with the listeners, or will we take it to the grave?
Look, what normally happens is I put the show together, and then I go about my days. Shaun, we always say it on the show, I spent my week gathering all of the week's weirdest news stories,
from
putting them all
world.
into what I like to call a Microsoft Word document. Now, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Word.
Yes. Shout out to the boys. Right? But,
shout out to Bill.
Shout out to Bill. He gave me a chip a few weeks ago. Shout out to him. But, Shaun, we've gone wrong because I tuned in today and we started the call and we were like, okay, are we ready to go? And I said, yeah, I'll just log into my Microsoft Word document here, have it all here, have it organised, we're ready to go. Clicked into it. Had not saved what I had put together, Shaun.
Classic move. The man trusted the cloud and was let down yet again.
Here's the thing. We've done 148 weeks. That has never happened before. So I have put the show together using my history on Google in about 6 minutes. So
we'll see how this goes. Risky putting together through your own history a weird news story.
But it's all just random as fuck Google searches. Is water good?
True. But and look, fair play to you. I was no help on the call. But
I will say you talked constantly about nonsense through the whole 7 minutes.
Did I genuinely? I must have blacked out.
You told me about your fan that you were starting up because it was too cold or too warm.
Oh yeah, why would I turn on a fan if it was too cold?
Yeah, then you told me just about just general stuff. It just felt like a lot of white noise to try and put me off while putting the show together.
Not at all, Connor. Please, I have never tried to distract anyone from anything ever. Now, actually, while we were, before the show started, before the chaos of you losing your document, my bit was that I was just going to tell you about a plant that I got recently, which I think is quite cool. So I'm really glad something different happened to change it up.
Go for it. I think we all need a moment here to take a breath, and I need a bit of botanical talk.
That's fair. Well, I got a Venus flytrap, right?
Big shout.
Big shout. Now, what did I learn? Big Venus flytrap community out there, by the way. Holla.
Shout out to Bill.
Shout out to Bill. But, so it's living in the windowsill, so I have to have it in, like, a bucket with, like, an inch of water so that it can just suck it up. Because they love water and sunlight at the same time, but they need fucking shitloads of both. So, I don't know what's going to happen come winter. I'm really worried about it. But at the minute, it's thriving. It's loving life. I saw it eat a fly the other day. Doing its job.
If anyone didn't know, while you were talking, I was still editing the document, so I was just letting you talk.
Oh no, I'll go for hours. That's why you press me for more information.
I didn't give a shit.
Oh, look, if anyone wants to send in any botanical tips, I would be very happy. If anyone wants to teach Connor how to press Control S, we would also really appreciate that.
Come on, come on, yes. No, actually, please. Somebody send that in. How do I press Control S?
Stop editing the document and get on to the first story, Connor.
Okay, we're done. You know I'm a perfectionist. I have to have it right. So, we're just going to wing it, Shaun. Let's see what happens. We're starting off this week with a love story that has been broken up by the authorities. And now, here's the thing. Normally that means maybe something real bad has occurred.
Yeah.
Because they don't normally get involved.
Yeah, the law rarely comes into romantic affairs, I would say. So this must have been pretty iffy of an affair.
Well, we're going to Belgium to start with, Shaun, and we've had a few love stories on the show, as I mentioned. We've had a woman who married a ghost. We've had a man who married a hologram. We've had that woman who was in a relationship with an aeroplane. All valid loves.
Oh, Vallo's the man who married a sex doll.
That wasn't really valid.
And they're not all happy endings. There was that couple who were handcuffed together for a year or so.
Yeah, that did not go well. But this woman says that she's having an affair, Shaun.
Oh.
At the zoo with a chimp.
Not allowed. Not allowed. Not allowed. Don't care for that.
The woman says she's having an affair with a chimp. A zoo bans her from visiting him.
Not surprised. How long was she visiting him before they drew the line?
Look, 80 Timmermans has been visiting Cheetah, a 38-year-old male chimpanzee who lives at Antwerp Zoo in Belgium for the past 4 years, Shaun.
Jesus Christ. So since he was 34, and why would you name it... look, actually, I'm not going to question what they named the chimp. It's beyond it.
I think it's Cheetah, Chita. So it's not spelled like the animal.
I was going to say, because that's a different animal. But like...
Different... you just... in that zoo, they just name like the rhinoceros, giraffe.
Sorry, the what? Sorry, say again.
The rhino. I was thinking of dinosaur and rhinoceros.
The most terrifying creature on God's
I'll tell you
earth,
something.
Rhinoceros.
David Attenborough needs to get on to me. Because I could teach him a thing or two.
You can't just make up animals for David Attenborough.
That's the whole plot of Jurassic Park.
That's Richard Attenborough.
Yeah, but also David was around.
So just back to this. 4 years of a do I want to ask this? How involved was the relationship with the chimpanzee?
Look, she struck up a friendship with the animal. They realised they bonded over things. Yeah. And eventually they decided to take things to the next level, Shaun. That's what I've gotten from it.
Was she let in the enclosure?
So during that time, she believes that they've forged a bond so strong that they now love one another, she says. However, Antwerp Zoo has told her she is no longer allowed to make contact, saying he's already been excluded by other chimps from within the group. Oh my God.
So he
sacrificed it all for love.
That's it. But then there's this thing of it's this new relationship, and then there's this friends you've had your whole life. Like, are you going to throw that away for a new fling, Connor? Are
you bros before ho and this chimp?
Look, chimps before simps is what I say.
Speaking to the news, she said in tears, Shaun, I love that animal and he loves me. I haven't got anything else. Why do they want to take that away? And to be honest with you, she didn't need to tell me she didn't have anything else. I had just assumed that she probably didn't have someone else maybe that was interested.
But it's weird to be... No, I was going to try and do the normal thing I do of being fair to people, but no, it's weird to be that fucking forthcoming with that information. Like, she's like, I'm fucking madly in love with a chimp. Like, no, you're not allowed to do that.
I don't think there's consent involved.
No, there definitely isn't. He's also technically a prisoner, which also adds another layer of fuck to the whole thing.
It's another layer we don't want to get into. But she finds it unfair that others are still allowed to visit Cheetah. And we're having an affair. I'll just say it. Other dozens of visitors are allowed to make contact. Then why not me?
They're not trying to fuck the chimp, though. That's the crux of the issue, I would say.
Maybe a night watching the game. Maybe a few beers with the lads. Nobody's trying to get romantically involved. Maybe a friendship bond is forming with somebody else.
Yeah. What it's okay. So I'm trying to the chimp doesn't see this as a romantic endeavour, I would say. And she's just imparting these emotions onto the chimp. So it'd be like someone imparting emotions onto a celebrity and being convinced that they were in love and they were meant to be together, and they went
That
to see all of their
so
movies.
many times.
That's it. That's when restraining orders are involved.
Yeah, can the chimp get the restraining order signed? Is the real question.
Yeah.
She says, by the way, the zoo told Timmermans, an animal that is too focused on people is less respected by its peers, so we want Cheetah to be a chimpanzee as much as possible. Outside of visiting hours at the zoo, he has to manage 15 hours a day in his group, and we want to give him a chance to be as happy as possible, said the zoo people. Which, once again, he is in a cage. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to get involved that they're kind of trying to be the good guys.
Yeah, and look, a lot of zoos do very good work in terms of rescue and rehabilitation and all of that kind of stuff. Also, it's chimpanzee. But...
It's absolutely not.
It's absolutely not. It's one of my funny things to say. So he's being excluded from the rest of the what's it called? It's a pack of monkeys, or is it it's a band of gorillas and a pack of monkeys, or a howler of monkeys.
It's a school. A school. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's wrong. I think that's fish or whales, but
a flock of chimps.
Flock of chimps. Terrifying. Wizard of Oz fucked me up. But the idea that the zoo had to come in and explain their logic for banning the woman who wants to, let's put it politely and say, marry the chimp.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
Surely they can't consummate the marriage.
No, don't even suggest it.
I don't want to say it, but surely nothing has done other than she has gone to visit that cage maybe a few times a day.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Paid for entry as well. That's another twisted thing about the whole thing. Like,
are you claiming prostitution?
No, not that. Just like it's this weird, like it's just my further comment on zoos being weird. That like you're paying to see animals locked up. It's weird. I don't mind zoos. I don't know how I feel about them. Some of them are fine. This is a bigger issue. The main thing I want to say is, and I genuinely thought I'd have an end to that sentence. This is actually, how old is she?
It doesn't say, but I've seen a video of the woman.
Right.
And if I had to guess, she's over 35, but under 50.
Right,
would be my guess.
Okay. And are chimp years the same as human years, I wonder?
I don't know.
I mean,
they're pretty close to us.
So, if it... Oh, what? Okay. So, okay. Chimpanzees... Okay, so if a human was 50, a chimpanzee would be 26 years old.
Oh.
In terms of development.
Cheetah is like 80.
Yeah, like the average life expectancy for a chimpanzee, from the chimpanzee years calculator here, the life expectancy is about 37 years.
He's what above that?
Yeah. Well, sorry, it's the equivalent life expectancy of a human. So yeah, you're talking like 70, 80 is what's going on. Let's see the life expectancy for a turtle.
It's 120.
It says here, no, the equivalent life expectancy is 177.
Oh.
Tortoises using about 177 years. Cool. That's class.
This is... I mean, nobody's having sex with a turtle, though. This is why we're not talking about that.
Turtles aren't having enough sex with each other, and that's why some of them are endangered.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bring back the rhinoceros. Wait, no, yeah.
The rhinosaur.
The rhinosaur. Shaun, what do you think of this love story? Is it a love story untold? Is a bit of forbidden love, Romeo and Juliet?
I wish it was untold.
Or is there something more here that... Should we start up a GoFundMe for this woman? Maybe get a wedding bells? Is that hear wedding bells in the distance? What's the story here?
Look, I don't think you could have... I don't think any... Well, no, I was going to say I don't think anyone would marry a human to a chimp. That's absolutely not true. That's definitely already happened. But I don't think we should encourage this kind of behaviour towards animals or people. If someone's in a cage, don't look at them and fall in love with them. Well, maybe, I don't know, because prison happens and that's the thing. I'll be honest, Connor, I'm not sure where to go with any of this information you've given me. Like,
it's almost like you're like, you know what? The more I talk about it,
no, don't shag animals, please. Please.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Please.
We all like to have a good laugh on the show here, lads.
But if we want to have one PSA, please don't have sex with animals.
If Heroes for Hire are to come down hard on one stance, none of the animal shagging.
Like, have sex with as many holograms as you want.
Yeah.
That's fine. Fuck it. Even
literally.
the lady who was in love with the airplane or the ghost. Weird on the airplane, but fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't mess with living creatures. Or dead creatures
Exactly.
as well.
So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. And you seen me throw this into the document maybe 7 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And this is a big news story here in Ireland, but not big anywhere else in the world.
No, but it's hilarious to us.
So here's the thing. Sometimes we have stories that are only funny to us, and it's trying to convey to the people why it's funny to us.
Yes.
And so, many years ago, there was a little video with a man called Rory McSorley. And I say man, but he was being interviewed in the schoolyards in 2015 when Ireland was experiencing a bit of icy weather. A bit of cold had set in. It was the winter months.
Yeah, it's about 2 inches of snow and the country shut down.
And so the news reports go out to the schools for some reason. You know, like that last story on the news when they're like, murder, robbery. Now we go to a school where they're going to interview the kids about the fact that it's cold.
Yeah, and it's to, I suppose, lighten the mood at the end of it. And this young man lightened the fucking mood of the country for ages.
So he has a very thick Derry accent, which is in Northern Ireland, which has a very much a different accent to ourselves. It's something to behold.
Yeah, if you want, I do have the clip ready to go here, Connor.
I mean, if you can pick that up on the microphone. So they ask this, I can only assume, so 2015, he's 24 now. So 6 years ago, he's 18 or 17 in the clip.
I think he was doing his exams at the time.
And they ask him, what do you think of the cold? I think is the question.
That's
and his response is this.
So.
Well, the mother says we had to go anyway. We hadn't much a choice in the matter, but sure.
It's a cold journey to school this morning.
Oh, good, you wouldn't be long getting frost, but
And that's it.
No.
A man was made.
No. If you didn't understand that, that's absolutely fine. Because half the people didn't understand it either, right? Even we didn't understand it for the first go around. But what he had said was, you wouldn't be long getting frostbite.
Yeah, the past tense of frostbite.
you wouldn't be long getting frostbite.
Which is not a verb, I must stress that.
And you know how things just go viral. This man became a superstar in these lads just for that stupidity. And he's been living off it ever since. But viral sensation Frostbite Boy was in a bit of trouble this week, Shaun.
This is a fucking ludicrous story. This is one of the situations where I read this story because it got sent to my phone by our national broadcaster.
Somehow he's still famous.
He's still just getting into scrapes.
So this man, he's known as Frostbite Boy. He's 24 now, and he's had a terrifying ordeal off the Irish coast that for some reason has brought him back into our lovely lives. He's been in retirement for 6 years, just not getting frostbite.
It's just Ireland has this thing where people will become famous for the stupidest of reasons, and then they'll keep cropping up because it'll be oh yeah, that lad. There was a fella on the Toy Show one year who really liked clocks. And
people don't know what the Toy Show is, Shaun.
It's a show, basically the most successful, most watched talk show in the country around Christmas time every year. It just turns into literally 3.5 hours of advertising, and they show all of the toys you can get, and it's actually gas crack. We all have a bit of fun with it, but there was one child on it and he really liked clocks, and he wanted to be a horologist when he grew up. And so every couple of years RTE, the national broadcaster, just checks back in with this dude. See, like, you still into clocks and all?
Because nothing happens here.
Nothing happens, gas.
So he went on to become an internet star all over Ireland, Shaun. But his name is most recently in the headlines for his audacious attempt to swim to a lighthouse that left him dangerously hypothermic. Which
nearly
is quite ironic. You wouldn't be long. So McSorley, now 24, had to be saved 4 kilometres from the shore after he got into difficulty out at sea on a beach near Inch in County Kerry. Yes, there's a place called Inch. Let's not get into it.
If you're going to go there, you may as well take a mile.
The internet star was first internet star. The man did nothing, but was first reported missing at around 8 a.m. on Sunday after his clothes and shoes were found on the shore by a walker. Rory was found by the RNLI a whole 12 hours later at 8:15 that night, surrounded by a pod of dolphins, Shaun.
Yeah, just come to check this dude out. It's the internet guy.
They knew themselves. Dolphins are very smart.
Very smart.
Like,
Dolphins have Wi-Fi.
That's the frostbite, lad. Fucking hell, let's get going. Speaking to the Irish Independent yesterday, after his release from the university hospital, he thanked those who found him. The Dolphins, I can only assume.
It's like, sound lads, I really appreciate that.
If you think of this quote as him talking about the Dolphins, it gets better because he says they're very professional and very slick. Fucking hell, fair fucks.
Fucking hell, you can't grasp onto those Dolphins for loving their money.
I have to say, they aren't like doctors or paramedics. Paid professionals. They're volunteers. Fair play to them.
Yeah, fair play to the lifeboat lads. Do you know what, lads? Good on ye.
And so they wrapped me up in blankets and took my body temperature and everything, and then just rushed me into the hospital. So what happened was, he went to go swim out in the Irish Sea, which, first of all, bad idea. Just straight away.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, first of all, it's freezing.
It's never calm. Even in August, it is fucking freezing.
It's perishing. Like, and he just took the notion of swimming to a lighthouse.
But he's somehow in Kerry, which is the far end of the country, which has a completely different accent. So I'd like to see Derry and Kerry, which everywhere in Ireland this is just called something E-R-R-Y.
No, but I went to school with twins named Derry and Kerry.
You did not.
No, I didn't. It'd be fucking good though, wouldn't it? I think
he gets down to Derry.
Yeah, Kerry.
He gets down to Derry. Kerry. And then he decides he's going to go for a swim off the beach. And he does it in the middle of the night. And then he must just get swept out 4 kilometres out into the ocean while he's there after the dolphin ordeal. Now, did the dolphins bring him to safety, or were they about to eat this man alive, is the real question.
I think, look, the circling is menacing. Very famous dolphin in Kerry actually recently has gone missing. He's been the same dolphin for a couple of decades. This is his family. And like, maybe they're looking for, maybe fungi is the name of the dolphin. We all know the dolphin.
I love with no context.
No context, it's fucking lunacy.
There's like a Thai show. There's Derry. There's a frostbite boy. Okay, right? I like how anyone else listening to this in the world is like, what the fuck goes on there?
This makes no sense to anyone who's not us. But like, the dolphin went missing ages ago, like a couple of months ago. We're all pretty convinced that he's dead at this point. So unless those 4 dolphins, they're like the successors, and then they need to now fight it out to be the peak dolphin, and this lad is now the judge. As another weird, like, Irish cultural icon, Rory needs to decide who the next fungi is. And
the best irony is in his interview he was like, it was only a matter of going to the hospital to heat up a bit as I was a bit cold. Other than that, I was fine. And so it was reported that he was dangerously hypothermic, But he insisted that the only thing was stressing him out is everybody else panicking. So he said, I just jumped in and that was it. I saw the lighthouse out in the water and I said, right, I'm going towards that. I wouldn't have got in to start with if I didn't know I wasn't going to be grand.
It's a classic Irish mentality. Just like, no, I'm grand. Like, I'm fine.
So
no, you were dangerous.
hypothermia.
You were dangerously close to just everything in your body shutting down. Sure, I wouldn't have got in if I couldn't handle it.
And then he said, I saw these black tails in the water and I wasn't sure were they dolphins or sharks.
But I was grand either way, like.
I just thought to myself, maybe it wouldn't have been the worst idea to maybe have Googled this place before I jumped in.
That's going through his mind. Imagine that was your last thought. Fucking should have double checked this one, lads.
Oh, even a Yahoo. Even a quick Yahoo would have saved me a load of time.
Jeeves would have been enough.
I should have asked them. Just, are there sharks in this ocean?
Maybe. Oh, fuck Jeeves, you're fucking useless.
They wouldn't have done any harm to me. I'd no problem with them at all, he said.
We were great. They're a great bunch of lads.
Apparently the first thing he said to the paramedics was, I'll not have to pay for this, will I?
for the lifeboat.
Yes.
Another classic Irish mentality. What's this going to cost me?
Fucking leave me here. I'd rather ride one of the dolphins back. I take me chances that way, lads.
Just like he gets in. Oh, sorry, I've no cash. Oh, can you stop by an ATM?
He literally finished his article like he's Jet Li, because he says, was I frightened? Fear is all in the mind.
That's fine, but like, were you?
Like the interviewer's like trying to get anything out of this lunatic. Like, were you frightened? And he's in a weird place because he knows he's a celebrity. So he's like playing it cool. And he's like, you can't seem scared. Fear's all in the mind, love. Fucking nothing wrong with me.
But your body nearly went, you're dangerously close to hypothermia. Like, does that not...
You wouldn't be long getting frostbite. Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want me to say?
He's just like ready for the media circus. Just like he has a pre-recorded on a tape recorder and he just plays
He's got
it
back out the old shirts to sell them. You wouldn't be long getting... Just selling at my website, lads.
Yeah.
It's just rory.com.
Frostbite Rory.
For anyone who hasn't seen that video, just go watch that 7-second video or whatever it is on YouTube.
Just like Google the word frostbite.
And you'll understand why this is funny of just what the kid looks like when he first says it. Because he looks... Go on.
No, I was the subtitle, like the auto-generated subtitles that YouTube can get, it will not keep up with what that man is saying. So just do your best.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news, Shaun. And I also have another piece of Irish news.
Oh.
We don't often get... So I was going to use this as our Irish news of the week for weird news, because we like to have a bit of a laugh at our own country. Yeah. But Ireland then popped up with Frostbite Boy and he had to go number 1. But at number 2, Shaun, we have Irish bloke Paul Walsh, who plays Gaelic football for Brosna, has befriended Ronaldinho and has visited his Brazil home.
That's fucking ridiculous. So, people who don't know, we have our own version of football.
Try and put this into context of what this man has done.
Yeah, so we have, it's Gaelic football or football. And
it's like Aussie rules.
Like Aussie, you can hold the ball in your hand. Oh, get fucked. And it's like association football, but better. Huh? And so so it's a very like there's like major teams and things like that, but everyone, it's an amateur level. Like, you are not a paid footballer. Like, your job is not to be a Gaelic footballer. You have a regular job and you play Gaelic football because you like it, and at half time you get like oranges and slaps on the back. And so it's an amateur level basically. And then Ronaldinho,
just a bunch of lads
kicking a ball in a field.
And nobody gets paid. They're all just doing it because they like it.
They just like it, and then you get to play in a big stadium once a year if you're lucky, and then you go right back home to like your local training ground.
Yeah.
And Ronaldinho then,
who's he? Who's Ronaldinho?
Multi-millionaire soccer player Ronaldinho, Connor.
Ballon d'Or winner, double Ballon d'Or winner, one of the best players to ever play the game. He's kind of a legend. He's a bit of a god in Brazil.
Yeah.
And he has befriended random Gaelic football star Paul Walsh, who for some reason was over in Brazil this week getting photos taken, and it became viral over here because everyone just have a picture of like Paul Walsh standing beside Ronaldinho, and Ronaldinho is holding a Kerry jersey in the picture, and everyone's kind of like, how
what fucking
did these pair,
is this?
like how did these converge into this one area of life?
What's the meet cute that like led to this happening? Like, what's their Venn diagram of people they know is what I want to ask.
This is where it gets interesting, because there's no Venn diagram. Paul, this man Paul, who I don't know him, you don't know him.
No.
This young Irish lad, right,
Yeah.
decided to just message Ronaldinho on Instagram and befriended him on Instagram.
What the fuck? I mean, like, fair enough, maybe no one had tried before.
Yeah, like, nobody's ever messaged him. It's like one of those things where everyone's like, I'm not going to get through.
Yeah, he's never going to see it.
So this young guy just decides he's just going to message Ronaldinho, and they become friends. Just chatting away. This the big Irish fucking head on him.
Fucking
Probably
Paul,
chatting
man.
to Ronaldinho. Well, what's going on, lad? How are you?
Any crack? No, nothing.
To Ronaldinho. And apparently what happened is that the two ended up meeting after Ronaldinho suggested over Instagram that if he was ever in Brazil, to pop on in. He had a place and he could stay in his place. There was no issue.
Ridiculous. Just like, how old is Paul, by the way? Just to make sure this is all above board.
I'm pretty sure he's 22.
Oh, he's not like under 12s or something.
No, it makes it funnier because he's just like a 22-year-old lad who's probably just out of college. It's just like, I'm just fucking message Ronaldinho here.
He's probably a fucking, like, that's the thing, like, at college on, like, nights out, he'd say, oh, I'm just messaging Ronaldinho. No, you're fucking not, Paul. Will you stop?
There's no fucking way you are messaging Ronaldinho. Oh, do you have Ronaldo on the phone as well, do you? Messi?
Yeah.
Where's Messi? Huh? Is he your friend?
Just, like, smash cut to that picture of Ronaldinho with the Kerry jersey. It's like, no, I told you.
And it's the picture of him standing beside Ronaldinho in Ronaldinho's pad in Brazil. That he's just in Rio de Janeiro. Have you seen the picture?
I have seen the picture. I just saw it there.
And the big Irish head on him.
That's the only way to describe it. You can tell. You can always tell an Irish person out, like, in a crowd.
He looks sweaty and red because it's slightly warm.
He looks like he's not built for any weather, and he's also he's proud to be with Ronaldinho, but he doesn't like the attention being on him.
And so that's what happened. Paul went to Brazil and they had a lovely evening together playing keepy-uppies and chatting. And he presented Ronaldinho with a Kerry jersey. That's the story.
That's absolutely Paul's mother packed that jersey and just like, now give that to him. Don't show up with your hands hanging.
Give that to Mr. Dino. Now
Mr.
give that.
Dino.
What's the first name? Ronald, is it?
Ronald.
What's his name? Yeah.
Hello,
right, you
Ronald.
give that to him now, and be nice. Be nice to him, right? Because you know he's famous. Don't be acting the maggot now.
His father pulls him aside. Don't you fuck this up.
Yeah, you're representing Ireland. He's our representative.
It's absolutely ridiculous that this has happened. Does Ronaldinho now come to Paul's house? Is that the rule?
I think that's the rule, and then I think they bring him to Ronaldinho down to the village, down to like his little house.
just show him around town.
So there's the off license, there's the post office, and we're done. That's actually the street. It's just the street, Ronaldinho. You probably wouldn't like it very much.
Jesus, it's a bit different from Brazil, I'll grant you.
There's off license pub. I think Ronaldinho must speak a little bit of English, but does he speak
actually,
Irish English?
Oh, I don't know. Does anyone speak Irish English, including
There must have been a point in the night that Paul is sitting there having a drink, and it's about midnight, and the sun has set on Rio de Janeiro, and they're all chilling around Ronaldinho's pool, and he's there with all his Brazilian friends, and he must think to himself, what series of situations and events has led me to this exact moment in my life? Because that's like in a video game, if you choose every option perfectly and you get 100%, but if you had done one thing wrong, that never happens.
Yeah, it's like there's this perfect chain of events that will never happen again. And also, he's 22 when he's done this. Like, where does it go from here? Like, because
what can you do?
Because I used to work with a lad who was apparently friends with Shane McGowan, and Shane McGowan then is friends with Johnny Depp. So in theory, we could get Johnny Depp on the show.
Get him in. That'd be a good listenership. I think people would tune in.
I think people would tune in, and then would we get Shane McGowan? That's another question.
Do we want Shane? Would you want Shane or Johnny? I'm going Johnny first, and then Ronaldinho.
I don't know Shane's views on comic book movies, really.
Shane, what do you think? Fuck off.
Shane, so the ending of Loki, right? Huge ramifications for the MCU.
It's mad. It's fucking mad. Did you see the Spider-Man trailer? Absolutely outrageous.
Absolutely mad. We'll be talking about that on Monday, by the way. They released it Monday as we uploaded the podcast.
Okay, right. We're going to move on to our next piece of news.
Dickheads.
And Sean, we have... doesn't hold the grudge. We have a classic case of non-Florida man, but he's acting like a Florida man, because I have naked man rode a log on river while singing God Bless the USA.
I mean, that's what freedom is all about, Connor.
You can define freedom in a lot of ways, but I suppose this is one of them.
He's allowed to do that.
A 52-year-old guy in Tennessee got arrested on Wednesday after he jumped into a river naked, hopped on a log, and floated along while singing the Lee Greenwood song God Bless the USA. Someone called 911. At what time was he doing this, Shaun?
10 p.m?
11 a.m. in the morning, and said that they saw a naked man clinging to a log, clinging to a log, in a river about 70 miles east of Knoxville. The guy's name, Trey Hunt, and he refused to be rescued, Shaun. He said no, because he's living in the USA, and he's about freedom. Yeah. And so they tossed him a rope from a few different bridges, but he wouldn't grab it.
Get on!
After like the third one, they're like, do I throw this back in? No, he'll have to grab it this time. I mean, the last two times he told us to fuck off while naked, but this one's the one where he comes to his senses.
Is it different people every time throwing the rope, or do the lads have to reel the rope back in, run to the next bridge before he floats past it?
I have the idea it's the same intern rolling up the rope, because there's like one cop who won't do it. He's like too old in the job. Yeah. He's like, Timmy, roll up that fucking rope, we're going to the next bridge, come on.
And the cop is like slowly driving in the car, but Timmy is full sprinting towards the next bridge.
He made it about 10 miles before they pulled him out on a boat ramp in the middle of a public park, Shaun.
Just as he planned.
Now, he was asked many questions, Shaun. There's lots of questions to come out of this. First question.
Of course.
Why are you naked? I think that's a good step one.
Well, I think I can answer that, Connor. Is that because the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away.
Are you reading lyrics, Shaun?
I love this land. God bless the USA.
Okay, here we go. Shaun, he said that his shorts came off because the current must have ripped them off. He didn't take them off. The current ripped them off.
Nature willed it to happen, officer. I can't help.
He was asked, why didn't you grab the ropes?
Yes.
The rope, plural, by the way, not just one. Multiple times we tried.
And, okay, I can only assume his hands were slippery from the water.
No, it's more emotional. And it kind of got me deep. Because he said, they were all yelling at me. And it hurt my feelings.
Do you know what? Sorry, we didn't mean to do that.
They were probably shouting, grab onto the fucking rope, please.
And why was he singing God Bless the USA? Is there an answer to that?
They think he may have been doing some drinking earlier that morning, Shaun.
Or continued on drinking from the night before, which I think is better than starting drinking at like 10:30 in the morning.
So they tried to rescue him at Jones Bridge. However, the man refused to be rescued. They then tried to rescue him at Birds Bridge. He refused dead as well. The man did ask for water at some point because he wanted some water.
Okay, but you have to grab this rope.
No.
Sounds like a trap.
I like the fact that he thinks it's a negotiating point of view that he's in. Like, I've got a strong base here for any negotiating.
What's the... Like, because if he doesn't grab the rope, presumably at some point he just ends up in the sea.
Well, the rescue boat got to him beforehand. They got in front of him, so he couldn't have... He's just on a bunch of logs. Like, he's just floating down the river on a group of logs.
Imagine the police force had never encountered this before, and they're just like trying to throw a spike strip across the river.
Don't worry, boys. This will pop the wood. Everyone knows.
And they just reel it back in, and it's like covered in fish.
We're eating tonight, boys, but he's gotten away.
Darn, leaves the fish. Oh.
But there's a pike. I like fish. I just think you could do like mad shit. Like, they've never encountered a man on a group of logs. Like, as you said, they just keep thinking of it as a car scenario. Like, they keep trying to box him in, but they don't have any. They're just on their own logs, or like trying to go with the current. Like, box him in so he can't get out, lads.
They're on his turf now. Like they just the handbook has only prepared them for road-based chases. So
they pull up behind them and they're like, pull over and get out of the log.
They try and get the car in front of them to slow him down, but they just like put the car in the river. There's
4 cars floating because they just kept trying it. It was just like one guy did. Like, he didn't do that right. You gotta float it this way. Turn off the engine, roll into it.
The old floating car trick, boys.
So a helicopter helped track the man while he was going down the river, as officials were worried the man may eventually go over a dam that was at the end of the line.
Holy shit.
The man travelled all the way from Tusculum to South Green and sang God Bless the USA the whole way down on his journey. So Tusculum, Shaun, is Tusculum.
Fuck, I was not even close to spelling that right.
No, that's fine.
South Green, is that right?
To South Green.
And what place is
Green
this?
is spelled with an extra E at the end.
What the... Okay. I have to amend that search. There's a university. God, I'm not... I don't know why I'm looking it up. No, sorry. It's after putting me at an accountancy firm in Waterford and giving me the distance to Tusculum in Tennessee.
Yeah. And what's the distance?
We could not calculate walking distance, unfortunately. So
what about flying? Because that's what he was kind of flying.
There's no direct flights. It gives me the option for a bike, but then says you can't bike here.
Because it's over the Atlantic.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Google's like, don't even fucking try it, you lunatic.
No, I know you.
No, stop.
You're going to try and do this.
Stop it now.
It's about 10 miles away, roughly there. But then again, it could also be millions of kilometres. I'm not sure.
Right. He was flying by as the crow, though. He was going straight as an arrow down the lake, about to go over a dam until they saved him. Do you think he would have still sang God Bless the USA while flying through the air? Or would he have thought, maybe I made a mistake?
Do you think he had timed it perfectly that, like, right as he goes over, it's the final God Bless the USA, and it just it fades out kind of as he goes down.
USA! That kind of thing.
That kind of thing, yeah. I think, yeah. He timed how long it would take him to sing it, got the distance that he would be going down the river, and then said, right, 40 bars of this, and I'll have a big finish. And he put a load of like cymbals, like, and drums at the bottom, so it's just like he finishes, it's like.
No, he put like a massive dartboard at the bottom of the dam. He's like, I'm aiming for it. I've got a real sharp piece of wood here now. This is one I've been siphoning these logs. Make sure.
He turned the log into a dart on the way down.
And he's got 3 of them. I get 3 of them. You know what I mean? You can't just have one. I'm going for the triple 20.
180.
We're moving on, Shaun, to our next piece of news. This is only a small one, but it caught my eye because in South Carolina, man steals horse, hides it in bedroom.
Oh, like in that mafia movie, The Godfather.
I don't know if that horse was still alive though.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, so this is a living horse in the bedroom.
This is a living one. So what happened was Gary Chase Coble Jr. A woman called into the police on Monday about Gary Chase Coble Jr. riding a horse down Country Lane in Mountain Rest, which I think that's in Mountain Rest Country Lane. I think that's the one place you would be allowed to do that, and taking it inside a house. Dispatch told deputies that Cable had warrants for his arrest. So deputies contacted Cable's father, who met them at his house, where the woman saw him go taking the horse inside. The father told deputies that it was his home, and Cable was not supposed to be there. The report then said the father opened the door of the home, and deputies saw horse feces in the living room on the floor.
No, thank you. That is a mess. I would never trust the carpet again.
Now, this next sentence doesn't make any sense, because they say a full-size quarter horse, which I think is not full size.
It's at least 25% of a horse.
So can you have a full-size horse?
Oh, it's a breed of horse. A quarter horse is an American breed of horse that excels at sprinting short distances.
Good for getaway vehicles.
Yeah, speeds of up to 44 miles per hour or 70.8 kilometres per hour.
It'll be a few years yet before cars get to that.
These motor cars, they need more horsepower.
The animal was found standing in the middle of the bedroom that Coble was found in, the report said. The horse appeared to be calm, and I continued following Coble into the bathroom, where he just walked away as we walked in to get another door between him and us. There they were able to successfully place him into custody for the warrants. He then asked what would happen to the animal, because he was going to race it in the races next week. And the officer said he was definitely not going to do that.
The horse will be busy testifying against you next week.
Show him on the doll where what happened.
I don't know what more to say about that. That's just a wild series of events, and it's a very calm situation, all things considered.
I think the situation gets worse when, he brings the animal home, which I think is always a bad move, first of all. And then once he gets it in, he puts it in the bedroom. And he's like, nobody will find it there. It's the perfect crime. The police are outside. I've got this sus. They won't check the bedroom. Yeah,
it'd be rude to go into someone's bedroom if you were searching the house.
Officer, that's my shit on the floor. That's me.
Clearly you don't understand art, Sergeant.
Like, what, a man can't take a shit in his own kitchen? What? What's wrong with that, sir?
Show me where it says I can't do that.
Yeah, wrong. Morally. but literally, you shouldn't be here. I haven't broken any laws. Please.
Please, just allow me to do my business in peace. No, I can't prove that that's mine. I've just been.
How can I go again? I can't.
Look at that. Do you think I could do that again right now?
When he walked in, do you think like he tried to convince them he was massively into taxidermy? Like, that's my biggest success. I'm after getting that standing still.
I'm just going to butcher this horse very quickly and taxidermy it.
And it's just standing. He's like had a chat with the horse before they come in. Don't fucking move. The horse. Don't fucking move, right? Right, we're doing this gig, right? Come on.
Has his hands on both sides of the horse's head, just work.
Look at me.
Just
look
at me on this.
5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of no moving, no blinking. They'll leave. You could go riding in the fields all day, boy. You just need to work with me for now.
I'll give you every salt lick in the world. Just stay fucking still.
And do not shit on the floor, because taxidermy animals, they do not shit. I want to make that clear.
No, officer, I'm working on this whole scene, you see.
And even when they walk in, he's like giving eyes to the horse, like, be cool, they'll leave, play cool.
Yeah. It's like, officer, you're here. Still here.
Wow, if you did any much of a better job, officer, I'd give you a carrot. If you did a really good job, officer, I would. Yes. Maybe a rub.
I'd love to ask you to stay, officer. Desperation.
I like once it moves, he just goes into the bathroom. It's like he just put his head in his hands. Fucking let down again. Back to the drawing board.
Jeez, I'm going to have to rename him in the race now to Ultra Dickhead.
He was called Class Guy 3000.
Yeah, absolute legend.
You've gone against that. You've let me down.
I'm going to fucking downgrade him to 1/8 horse at this point.
He's massively into fractions. Shaun, we're finishing off this week with Florida Man.
Of course.
And Florida Man has... I mean, he's only done a bit of an armed robbery, right? But what caught my eye was the reason for it. Because Florida Man arrested after armed robbery over a Snickers bar at Wawa.
Interesting. I have no idea what Wawa is, I'll be honest, but I do know you're not you when you're hungry, Connor.
It's interesting you say that, Shaun, because it's the first line of the article, because you are not you when you're hungry.
Fucking journalism is dead, isn't it? It's all advertisement now.
Did you write this? A 49-year-old man threatened a large Wawa convenience store employee with a pocket knife. Now, a large store or a large convenience employee?
Just about to say. I'm going to say...
Is he 9 foot tall, or is the store quite large?
It could be both. A 9 foot tall employee would be useful in a very large store.
A large Wawa convenience store employee, there should have been a comma there somewhere, with a pocket knife to steal a Snickers candy bar. According to deputies, Eric Shaun Minto, 49, entered the store on Walsingham Road and asked the store employee for free food. I think that's a bold strategy.
Fucking no one's ever asked before, you know. If you don't ask, you don't get in this life.
Just walks in, sir, may I have your free food, please? Thank you very much.
Gluten-free? Are you looking for gluten-free food, sir?
No. I'm looking for the free food. I know you have it here. I've heard of it.
We have food here. You can pay for it.
No. I'm looking for something a little bit less currency, more free.
Oh, well, I think what you're looking for in that case is gardening, sir.
Deputies say when the employee refused, Minto immediately told him, "That's the worst decision you've made today," and pulled out a pocket knife and pointed it at the employee.
I have studied the blade.
And then he said, and I think this is really the great encapsulation, that Florida Man becomes aware in this moment of what's occurring, because he then says, "Don't make me do something stupid for a Snickers bar."
So he's like, this isn't worth it, but I'm in it now. Now I have to continue.
Yeah. Now I have to stab you, because I've pulled the knife, but I didn't want to. And to be honest with you, it's not worth it. I will say that. But at the same time, I'm here now. I'm going to have to go through with the murder.
Yeah, look, it's a bold move to say, no, this is all on you, buddy. This is, you're in charge here.
I like how the guy comes in and he's like immediately like, this is your fault, bud. All I asked you for was free food.
Yeah.
And now you've put yourself into this situation.
And now you've murdered yourself. How does that feel?
According to the arrest affidavit, the store employee then handed Minto a Snickers, fearing for his life. Which I think, good choice.
You'd take the hit, honestly, on the Snickers, wouldn't you? You'd just be like, oh, God,
Yeah.
I'll pay the euro 20 or whatever it is.
To be honest with you, give me the Snickers or you're getting stabbed is actually not a bad bartering deal for the employee. Like, it's like, okay, have the $1.50 Snickers.
Yeah, like if that's all you're looking for, bud, that's absolutely fine. But what he didn't notice is that the employee got a good look at it, like his wrist, and he was wearing one of those bracelets that said, I'm allergic to peanuts. And then, or he caught sight of the EpiPen in his belt, and he just...
No, he accidentally pulled out the EpiPen first. He's like, no, fuck, the knife's in the other pocket. Hang on.
It's like, sorry, that's for my deathly peanut allergy. I'll just pop that back.
Give me a fucking Snickers.
And the clerk just starts like stroking his chin, just like,
And Jesus, do you have any fucking cashews anywhere here? I'm looking around. There's nothing here, lads.
Nothing here.
So, deputies say that Minto then left the store, Shaun, and left the Snickers bar on the counter.
What?
Florida man has... If you're going to commit a crime, at least take the thing you attempted to steal.
Is that better though? Because then, like, now he's done with attempted armed robbery, I guess, but he didn't actually rob anything. So he might get a bit of a lighter sentence. I'll be honest, I don't think he's going away for life. But, like, maybe he'll just get, like, community service. Because he didn't take anything, he didn't kill anyone, he just threatened a man with death. But it was his fault.
But I think... You're going to get arrested either way. You might as well have a Snickers bar in between.
So you're you don't know when you're next eating when you get arrested.
Look, here's the thing, right? He's going to get arrested for attempted robbery, or he's going to get arrested for attempted robbery, and he's had a Snickers. There are your two options.
That's true. See, and I would say the beauty of not eating the Snickers is that from the ads, when you don't eat the Snickers, you become a very angry Mr. T. And then as soon as you eat that Snickers, you're back to the delightful old lady that you truly are.
So he goes into jail as angry Mr. T. He gets respect from the Grangs, and they are more likely to pity thy fool.
Indeed. Goes on hunger strike, becomes infinitely powerful, smashes out, goes and gets a snack, eats a duck fresh from the pond, and suddenly back into the old lady.
Joins the A-team. Would fly. Many things.
Loves milk. Big fan of milk.
Deputies located Minto, and he explained to deputies he was trying to barter the knife for the chocolate sensation. Officer, I'm not trying to rob him. I was giving him the knife.
It's a good trade, man. But like, he clearly went away and thought, okay, they're going to find me. I need to think of some way that I can get away with this. It's like, we were doing swapsies.
I don't think we've heard that excuse yet. Like,
no,
I tried to swap the weapon for the goods.
I was trying to swap this gun for the bank, you know?
I thought this was legal tender. Is this not legal tender, officer?
He's had enough of capitalism. He's going back to the barter system. And it's just like, look, I have all these eggs. You have that handgun.
I had 3 eggs, or I had 3 pigs sitting outside in case he rejected the knife offer. Just in case, officer.
Just in case, sweeten the pot. That's why I carry 2 separate wallets. I've only got a $5, sorry. But then, Minto was
arrested and charged with robbery with a deadly weapon anyway, Shaun. So, he could have had the Snickers. He could have been full at least.
That's nuts. Now,
well done. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Weird News. Florida Man finishes with, that's just classic. That's an old classic Florida Man story.
It really is. It's just brazen. It's just like, no, I can get away with this. I'll be fine. I'll talk my way out. Yeah. I feel like that's often his thing. It's just like, Florida Man I'll talk my way out of it. It'll be fine.
I think Florida man, he knows step A and he knows step Z. He doesn't understand the bits in between. So he's outside, he thinks, I need to eat. Well, who sells food? That shop. I will rob them of their food. Comes in, then he's just winging it. At this stage, he's like, end goal is food. How do I get there?
Yeah, he can't show his workings on the paper, but he knows how it's done. He'll get there. He'll get the right answer.
Give me
eventually.
free food. No, I have a knife. Give me free food. No. Give me a Snickers. Fine. I don't want that Snickers. I reject your Snickers.
Reject your Snickers, and this transaction is finished. And he leaves.
And the other guy's like, okay, fine.
Okay, I got it. Free Snickers. And then the guy just has a Snickers. He's happy out.
So,
would you like me to
Shaun,
take us out?
Yes, please.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, Monday with Movie Mondays, next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesdays. Big thanks to everyone who supports us over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes4Hire podcast. Link to that in the description. And special shout-outs to Please Get Vaccinated, Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe... I'm going to have to say this quickly. King Shark do 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 King Shark do 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 King Shark do 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 King Shark Bernie. Had a stroke there. Róisín Schrödóisìn, Hally, Ryan, Right Time, Evanson, Shaun, Heroes Don't Do That, Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah, Florida Gal Green, Anna, Go Ducks, Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky. In exciting local news, South Park creators Matt Stone and Trey Parker bought Casa, Bonita, McGrew. Is that near a Wawa? I'm not sure.
Is that near the largest Wawa employee in the world?
Oh.
We'll probably see him from here. Look out your window. You'll see the large Wawa employee.
Oh my gosh. Thanks also to Danny McLaughlin, Ray, sorry for that outburst, have a custard cream on me, Luke Hoth, and I can't believe Wanda did this. Thanks everyone for the continued support, really do appreciate it. If you want to join those fine people over there, head on down to the description. Also there's our merch store, all our social medias are there, and the best way, don't know if we've ever told you before guys, but the best way you can ever help out the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just tell them that I wing this show completely, and you couldn't tell, could you? I think you probably could. That's fine.
I think it went great, Connor. We talked about Irish things, bestiality, Florida man, and America.
That's all the traits that you want to hit.
That's all the SEO points that we need to get into the episode. But I think that's about it, Connor.
So I have been Ciara Lawler.
I have been Shaun Ian.
And we shall see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.